Someone somewhere said that eggs produced from Kienyeji improved birds are more expensive than commercial layers. Fine, they're expensive. You win on that. But I'll ask you, how many eggs? Let me argue out with the basis. Let's give ourselves these facts. Layers birds versus Kienyeji birds. When do you see the first egg in a layer bird? It is scientifically proven, depending on the layer breed, that by week 18, the birds have already started laying. When you tell me that a Kienyeji improved bird will start laying at week 18, that's false. False. The amount of feed consumed by a Kienyeji bird, Kienyeji improved bird, is equal to the amount of feed consumed by a layer bird. But then look at the weight gain in these two birds. One, if you compare a commercial layer versus a red bro will gain weight faster compared to a commercial layer. Okay? That means it will feed more compared to a commercial layer. So we are comparing, we have narrowed down and said a farmer who is doing red bro as Kienyeji improved vis-a-vis a farmer who is doing commercial layers. Scientifically, we say the faster the growth rate, the lower the production. I know of a number of farmers who've kept red bros and they have started laying at week 36, week 52, and their egg curve is about 15% lower than the commercial layers. So you are keeping red bros for the wrong purpose. When breeders came up with red bro, they came up with a red bro bird specifically for meat production. A bird that will gain weight faster, then be ready to go to the market for consumption as meat, regardless of the gender, whether a hen or a cock. This is a bird for meat. But then you find someone seated somewhere saying that he's keeping red bros to get fertile eggs to hatch, then sell day-old chicks. So how many eggs are you going to get? And how many chicks are you going to hatch? So when are you going to break even? By the time you're getting your first egg at week 36, this person here would be at peak production, doing 96-97% production. And is not starting. This person has started collecting eggs from about week 16 or 17. That is day and night. This person here would have recouped the money you both spent in brooding and is working now to recoup the money he spent in the extra 4 months. That is red bro versus commercial layers. So before you keep red bros, in fact, we are supposed to be comparing red bros with broilers. So we cannot compare red bros versus commercial layers. Put that one out in terms of production and in terms of feed intake. Let's compare the Kuroilers or the Noilers versus the commercial layers. Why are you keeping commercial layers? I'm keeping them specifically for eggs. Why are you keeping the Kuroilers? Kuroilers are actually supposed to be kept for meat. But you are keeping Kuroilers so that you can hatch day-old chicks and sell. In fact, there's a lot of inbreeding in these cottage hatcheries. Fact. I know you not like it. These are fact. These birds here are all sisters. All of them are sisters. So if I got these birds and they're improved kienyeji. I will collect eggs here, then I will sell. I'll hatch and sell chicks. There's a lot of inbreeding that we don't pay attention to. Do you know how much it is to buy parent stock for kienyeji improved? That's a story of another day. Now, why are you keeping the Kuroilers? Most farmers will keep Kuroilers because they say we want to hatch day-old chicks and sell. Back in the village, even our parents could say, this cock cannot fertilize these hens because this is their dad. I will get not good chicks. I'll not get good chicks. So these old parents of us in Africa would have to change. Like I take a cock from this village and then take to the other village and then I get a cock from that other village and bring it here. You see, even with their knowledge, they try to control inbreeding. So when you're keeping your Kuroilers, let me get back to the road. When you're keeping your Kuroilers and say you're keeping them for two purposes, you're keeping them for hatching day-old chicks, that's a wrong venture. You have to get parent stock Kuroilers and hatch them for day-old chicks. That one we can talk. But when you are saying you're keeping your Kuroilers and you want to say you're going to sell them for meat, you still can't compare with layers. These birds will lay for 100 weeks or even 72 weeks. At week 72, we sell them as X layers. One bird will go for 800 shillings. That is the same price a female Kuroiler or Noiler will go for. Even it can go for as low as 500 shillings. It can only fetch higher than that. Let's be factual, by the way. Let's be real. That bird can only sell above that much if it's festive season. Who told you every day is Christmas? People must eat an egg every day, especially when they are most broke. They'll eat an egg. After these birds give me eggs, then I sell them as X layers. Then I make more money and bring others. Yes, you'll argue out and say that you're keeping your birds for a longer time and I'm keeping a couple of cycles, that's 100 weeks. But when will they gain weight? And when will they lay? If you're saying that your eggs are expensive than mine, how many eggs is one bird giving you per season or per session? And how many eggs am I collecting from one bird per session? You know. So in terms of egg count, the improved kienyeji birds are lower. And the commercial layers are higher. In terms of weight gain, let me say, in terms of growth rate, commercial layers are higher. Improved birds are lower. In terms of disease resistance, mark my word, improved kienyeji birds that have originated from a good certified parent stock or a good certified hatchery have a similar disease resistance to commercial layers. That's why the government is so strict on anybody setting up a commercial layer hatchery. Why is the government not so strict with people hatching improved kienyeji birds? The government knows what is in the layers. My friend, if you say that you want to bring in commercial layers parent stock in Kenya, the requirements and the permits so that you get certified, hey, is walking on a thin thread. But today, if I wanted to hatch my kienyeji improved birds, I'll just walk to the market, get an incubator. I used to do it myself. If you look at my first video, that's where I started, hatching the birds. But this business is a good business. When it comes to making returns, you will make them. But the kienyeji improved business of selling day-old chicks is very seasonal. I remember there's a time I could hatch chicks People have gone for Christmas. I'm hatching chicks. I got no order. I got no feeds to take to breed them. And I got no even money to buy charcoal. So I could just hatch and put them in the farm, try to move around. Then I could ask my friend Kevin, who was helping me bring them up. The first question I could ask him in the morning, instead of good morning, I could say, how many have died? So the business is good, but it's very seasonal. Very seasonal. Very seasonal. The day-old chicks business. So if you're keeping them the Kienyeji improved birds, then you have to keep them for the right purpose. Go and get the red bros or the first line Kuroilers and keep them for meat, not for eggs. Keep them for meat. You will make something, but not as much as those doing commercial layers. Those people who are making good money in the Kienyeji improved business are those who are into the hatchery business. So in terms of return to investment, the two can't match. But the cost of brooding is the same. Brooding is the same. Feed intake is the same. The equipment you're going to use, drinkers, feeders, the ratios, the routine management practices is the same. The structure design is the same. Everything is the same. The only difference will now come in the growth rate, the egg count, the markets, the amount of this, and the profit margins. So I leave you to make the decision by yourself. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll do a video specifically to answer your questions. I love you so much, and if I've offended anybody, kindly forgive me. But that's the fact. Watch my first video. I've shared a link when I started with the Kienyeji improved birds and hatching them back in my bed sitter in Kitengela, and where I am today. I love you so much. Bye-bye.